Guys, it's Brian here. I'm sitting, of course, or standing with the great Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. I'm not even going to sort of try and accolade him with how much he's affected my life, because I think he gets that all the time. You know, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series and books have changed millions and millions of people's lives, as we know. And I don't have a lot of time with Robert, but there was something I wanted to touch on, that I think is quite profound coming from you as a whole. Entrepreneurs, we think of them as successful people, but of course many are stuck struggling, trying to make a living, being more self-employed than real entrepreneurs, as I like to say. But the challenge is there's this constant thing, especially in Africa, where we want help. The government must help us, or the clients must help us, or the industry must help us, or somebody else must come and make it easier for us. But I know you've got a strong message around that, around actually taking responsibility themselves. So can you give us some thoughts from your background around that?
Well, there's been times I've been a real wimp, why doesn't somebody help me, or the government's not doing enough and all that, but, wimp doesn't get you anywhere. And so I always look at being an entrepreneur like playing the game of rugby. Rugby union was my game. And to me, entrepreneurship is a team sport. Unfortunately, our schools don't teach us to be team players. Yeah. Our schools teach us to try and do it on our own. That's why you have doctors and lawyers are considered the role models of good education. I'm a doctor, I do it on my own, but they're not good team players. So the whole thing here is I want you to look at business like a rugby team. You have short guys, fat guys, small guys, fast guys. But the thing is, if you suck, your team will suck too. So if you're not a great player, great players will want to play with you. So that whole thing about entrepreneurship is exactly like the game of rugby. People come in different shapes, sizes, different professions and all this. Like on my team I have CFOs, I have CEOs, I have attorneys, I have bookkeepers, I have accountants and all. It's a team sport. But if I suck as a player, they won't play. So really that's how I look at entrepreneurship. And if you expect people to help you, then you're going to get a bunch of what the Aussies call bludgers, Yeah. People who want to be helped but can't help themselves. So if you're a weak person, you'll attract weak players. Very simply the message.
And you got a new book, is it the ABC?
Right, right.
This is the latest book that should come out, right?
Right, it's called Why A Students Work for C Students. Those are why academics work for capitalists. Yeah. And bureaucrats are the B students, and they all work for the government. Today in America we have a massive problem where our school system is pumping out academics and bureaucrats. They're crushing capitalists. So I wrote Why A Students Work for C Students, or academics work for capitalists. Because the problem with your country and my country, it's run by a bunch of academics and bureaucrats. You look at this guy, Ben Bernanke, head of the Fed. He's a professor from Princeton. He's destroying the world's economy. This guy, Obama, great guy. But he's an attorney. He's destroying us right now. We need some capitalists. So you look at this guy, Romney, at least he was a rich guy. But our country kicked him out because he was rich. So that's why we're a poor country. The same as your country right now. You have this guy Mandela, fantastic leader, and he inspired people. See, leaders inspire people. Well, what you have today are politicians, and politicians will tell you whatever you want to hear if they get elected. And that's the challenge your country has, my country has.
All right. Well, I think it's a brilliant book, and you should get out. I really appreciate your time, sir. I know you've been really busy, but it's a pleasure and honor.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you very much. Can we just take one?
Just got a couple of photos.